Everybody, welcome to the Appearance Commission meeting for Wednesday, October 23rd. We pushed the meeting back a little bit for the holiday. Usually this meeting occurs a couple weeks ago or a week ago. When you checked in to get your building permits, you were given instructions what we're going to be doing here tonight, reviewing elevations for appearance and then various sign and other commercial cases. In some cases, neighbors to either side of a property were given notice of this meeting. If there are any such neighbors, is that the case? I see a lot of people here tonight. Is there somebody case that people are interested in? Going once? What case? The sign? Okay. Okay, that said, well, that'll be good because we're going to move that to the first case anyway. Anybody who is going to testify tonight or speak in front of us, please rise and get sworn in.
You don't get sworn in, you can't testify. It's easy. All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you very much.
When I call a case, the commissioner just swore you in will be reading comments we get from the Community Development Department. We take those into consideration when we're rendering our opinions. If there are cases where there are neighbors involved and what they want to be heard, we'll have time for that during the case. Just stay put until a representative is welcome to come up. That said, before we go into this, the meeting's being recorded for cable TV, so be warned that you're on camera. Anybody want to make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
Sure, I move that the minutes of the meeting of September 11th, 2019 be approved as submitted.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. All right, we're going to take one case out of order for an emergency situation. We're going to go right to case 2019-045A at 9000 Kildare Avenue, St. Timothy's Church.
A revised design has been submitted, and photos of existing religious assembly signs in single-family zoning districts on Gulf Road and Pratt Avenue are included in the resubmittal. Staff has no objections with the sign design and appreciates the subtle two-color palette shown. The proposed sign area is 39 square feet, and the electronic message center area is 19 square feet. Therefore, temporary signs will not be allowed to be displayed on the premises. Since the site is less than 1 acre in area, relief from the sign code can be granted by the Zoning Board of Appeals to allow a sign facing residential property, subject to the following factors: the time the sign is illuminated, the duration of the display, and the brightness of the display. All right.
You don't need the whole crew. Is everybody here in favor, or what's going? Are you guys all neighbors or parishioners or both? Yes. Okay, and everybody's all in favor? Is there anybody here against? Yes. There is? Is there anybody here against? Okay, everybody. Okay, because you said yes. I'm going to start over. Is there anybody here for this case who's a neighbor who's against? Okay, come here, sir. Come here. So you guys are fine, just sit put. So
we
tell me
redone the
what you did.
presentation a little bit.
Sure.
This is the existing sign that's there.
Yep.
This is the new sign that's up there on the display.
Yep.
It's going to be refurbished. We're not
Yeah,
changing the sign.
exactly.
We're putting it in the same case.
Gotcha.
This sign now currently is a fluorescent lit, backlit white sign. The time that it's on will be the same time that this sign will run. It goes on. Well, this obviously isn't lit during the day, but in the evening, it's lit from dusk until 10 o'clock at night.
Okay, so it shuts down at 10.
It shuts
Okay.
down at 10 o'clock. It's on a timer.
Sure.
So all we want to do is update the technology in it
Yep.
and change the display that's going into the same case.
Sounds good. Does anybody have any interest?
No.
Okay.
It's similar to Trinity Lutheran, is that?
I don't know the exact
Other
sign
than
theirs.
Trinity Lutheran's on Gulf Road, this is
Right,
a little
right.
more in set.
But the appearance
Right,
of the
yeah.
sign.
And the appearance isn't changing from the size
It is
and
then?
shape that it is now.
now that I understand the timing requirements, what you're doing with the stuff, and that you're going to go to zoning with the other issues, that's fine. Does somebody want to make a motion?
Sure, I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2019-045A at 9,000 Kildare as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So passed.
Thank you.
Take care. That should get some BTUs out of the room and we can move along. All right, case number 2019-040A, 8531 Drake Avenue, Rita Justinian. And I think this looks much better. I'm so sorry that this is your third try.
This item was last reviewed last month. Per the front elevation, the size of the second floor addition was increased. Therefore, it is in better proportion with the original house.
These are the revised ones.
Consideration should be given to coordinating the window styles, such as all double hung. The remaining elevations will be presented at the meeting.
Great, this looks much better. You happy with the way it looks? Okay, good. Because I just want to know that at least it was worth the wait. Does, yeah.
That's the old one.
Oh, what did we do to revise? Okay, we put one. This was, when you say the old one,
That's the original submittal.
that was the second submittal probably, not the first, right? Okay. So we've stretched it out a little bit, we squished it down a little bit. It looks much better. They talked about, were these, you wanted to make these all casements?
They're actually slide-bys on the first floor existing,
Oh, okay.
so we're looking
You're just trying to match what,
just carry them up.
okay. Anybody have any issue?
I just have a question. Do you have a railing going up the front steps?
Those are existing
30.
steps, so we haven't
Took 6
addressed
feet
that
out of
in
it.
terms of rail.
Oh, they're existing, is that what you said?
The steps
Oh,
are existing, yes.
okay.
We're just doing everything from the eave up.
Awesome.
Right, okay,
Looks much better.
yeah.
Anybody, Mary Jane, you want to make a motion?
I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted to case number 2019-040A at 8531 Drake as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So passed. Thank you. Thanks for your patience. Okay.
luck.
We got to the right end, didn't we? Okay, you're welcome. Case 2019-053A, 7729 Kenneth Avenue, Tom Lappe, a residential facade.
This item was originally case number 2018-042A. A certificate of appropriateness was issued for a design that had larger window and corner trim boards. Staff would prefer the larger trim boards as originally approved, but defers to the Appearance Commission for approval of its modifications as built.
As built.
As built?
As the homeowner.
So, permit issue, constructed, that's the original from 2018. Everyone has the revised.
And do we have a photo of what you did,
Yes, I submitted them.
Rye?
Thank you.
So this drawing tells me what? What did you do differently in this drawing?
From the original, we took out the 4-inch trim around the windows.
That's it?
That's it.
And the corner trim boards are a little narrower.
Correct. It's 2-inch
Then,
instead of
yeah.
having 4 to 5-inch.
Well, this would have looked prettier. This probably still would have gotten passed, in my opinion. So I don't know what you guys, you know. Do you object? I'm just saying that he missed an opportunity here to make his house look a little better. However, I think that as built, probably still would have passed. Does anybody
Yeah,
defer, you know what I mean?
I do.
Shauna and Mary Jane, would you agree with that statement, or? Right, I mean,
Yeah.
this would've looked nicer, but this would've gotten past us too as well.
Yes.
Well, we don't like that when that happens, but you're lucky, probably because we're in a decent mood, so, I don't know, Ross, why don't you make a motion and let's get rid of this case?
I make a motion in case number 2019-053A at 7729 Kenneth Avenue, that a certificate of appropriateness be granted as built.
Mm-hmm. Anybody second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So passed. Sure. Case 2019-055A, 4823 Fargo Avenue, Abbas Javanshad. To the best
Staff
of
has
my-
no objections with the overall design, including the use of real stucco in the gables. Technical items that need to be addressed include providing a minimum 25-foot front yard setback or the average of neighboring properties to the front porch, providing an attic floor plan showing all areas with 6 foot 9 inches of floor to ceiling clearance, and how the spaces will be used, including the attic square footage in the zoning information worksheet.
How are you guys? And ma'am? So do you have samples of the stone? Is it- Okay, I'm sure it looks better than the rendering.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got existing brick, this is also existing brick,
Yeah. This,
stone. Is there a reason you want to go with stucco on those gables instead of like hardy board?
Within just appearance, within the cosmetic, they look better.
That's something you prefer?
Yeah,
Okay. What color is the stucco gonna be?
great.
great.
Okay. Okay. It's fine. And can we do something a little different here?
Which part?
I don't know, it just seems odd. It's just a little punched opening window up here where you probably got an opportunity to, I don't know, what's up in the room,
It's attic.
but you got an opportunity to,
You have the street view.
There's a vent there right now?
is that vent gonna stay?
No, we're making another window.
All right, but I mean, you can't just put this little dinky window right in there. I mean, even if you did,
Well, the only thing is, we wasn't really center with anything down below.
no, well, even if you went triangular, wouldn't it look better than just a odd square, a triangular window versus a, I don't know, Ross, what are your,
Not too sure about a triangle.
well, I mean, it just looks strange to have, it looks not to scale for the size thing, being,
Size of the gable?
Is the
Yeah.
attic gonna be usable space,
No,
or,
it's just,
right.
so why go from the vent to a window, just?
Just because we thought the vent looked kind of,
Well, yeah, I would say if it would be a vent, then you would go into a triangle.
yeah, I see what you're saying there. Meanwhile,
if it's vent, the birds go in there.
Yeah, I get all that, I know,
Yeah.
trust me, I've been a
You
victim of
right now,
that.
we have a
Right.
plastic cover. So we thought we make it
You know, it doesn't
How about
overly
two?
bother me too much since that's pretty much, it's existing anyway, right?
Exactly.
One
It's just-
here and
You're
one
just
We
gonna,
felt that
what is,
sided, it's
I don't
vinyl
know,
sided
but
now.
then
It's
it would
vinyl
be
sided
out
now?
of line with
It
this.
doesn't look like it.
I'm just
it is
saying,
vinyl.
Yeah, I know.
I guess I'm saying you have an opportunity to do something besides this boring rectangular window. I suppose they could kind of leave it to something round, you know what I mean?
Or even like a double, two?
You know what I mean? Just do
Yeah, there's
something,
a curve over the front door.
right? Just do something that makes it stick out.
Okay. Maybe an
Thanks.
oval?
Round, question mark, how about that? Oval, what, yeah.
Triangle would go better, I think.
All right, so, but that's not the key feature, so this is new, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that, you guys know that's a zoning
Yeah.
issue, being
Yeah.
covered in the required front
doesn't go
yard.
Yeah, we're
Right,
like
too.
18
That
inches.
much.
It's,
Yeah,
that
it
was,
doesn't go.
So that, do we measure, we have to go back and measure how many, all the neighbors on the street?
well, all the neighbors on the street then.
It's from the front of this post, Bry? from here?
The outside.
Oh, it's here, it's not the steps?
Correct, it's the post.
It's the post, so it's here, you just 25 or,
We could go like a semicircle.
Yeah, I think that's.
so,
Yeah.
we'll pass this, but you still gotta,
I think
you won't
you
get a
can-
permit until,
Yeah, we'll look
Yeah,
at,
Yeah.
you
I think
have
that
to
we-
contact
Or
me.
I think you
Did
can go
a
for like a
window to-
semicircle
right.
window,
yeah, yeah,
which will go with the canopy. Yeah.
the half moon.
Yeah,
Half round.
I like that better.
You know what I mean? Maybe that's what she did there, that might be,
Yeah, do a little arch.
you know what I mean? And then that kinda gives you, so you got this arch here, you know,
Yeah.
that- It just,
So
it'd
that-
just be better looking than that. All this other stuff, I think it's fine. Anybody have any, thanks for doing all stone. That'll look nice. Anybody have anything other than,
It's good.
Arshana, do you wanna make a motion then on this and
Yeah.
introduce
Sure.
the round window or the half moon?
Yeah. I make a motion that certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2019, that's the one, 55.
55A.
055A located at 4823 Fargo Avenue with some modifications in the attic window. Instead of having a regular rectangle, make it like a semicircle that goes along with the canopy.
Anybody second?
I
Second.
second.
All in favor? Aye. So passed, okay? Good luck, guys. Sure, you're welcome. Case you too as well. Case 2019-056A, 9239 Lawler, Monica Piquet and Esteban Piquet, if I'm
Staff
pronouncing
has no
that correctly.
objections with the overall design. However, the dormers should be modified, considering lowering the dormer gables so the eaves align with the main second floor eave line, and consider a hip roof or clipped gable on the rear elevation. Technical items to be addressed include sprinkling the building, ensuring the storage room with closet is, is not a bedroom, and working with the zoning administrator to verify whether or not any of the attic counts toward the floor area ratio on the zoning information worksheet.
How you doing, guys? Brian, what was it on the gables that were an issue?
We just thought the gables looked a little out of proportion with the front facade, that maybe just lowering the dormer gable parts to have the eaves of the gable
Yeah,
align with the
yeah.
eave line might
Are you guys opposed to that,
lower
or
it a
not?
little bit.
It would add a little more,
The main reason for which we went with that, if you could check on the plan, it's regarding the skylights, which need to be moved. Right now, they're on the line of the roof. If we lower them, then I have to move the skylights about 3 feet towards the inside. of the
do I have this on that roof plan? Oh, that's the demolition roof plan, this, okay. Right
Yeah,
here.
but that's not enough. I need the inside here. So we would have to move the skylights, both of them, more to the back, and that's just an aesthetical point of view. Here it's an open space to below, which if we go with the skylight, it's gonna come above the stair, which it's not a big deal, but it would have.
No, I guess I'm just wondering, I mean, this may be too much. It really doesn't. Do you guys have any issue with what you see? I mean, to me, in this dimension, it's not gonna, what you're showing here doesn't offend me.
We do have a 3D rendering. I'm sorry, you
Uh-huh.
didn't print it. Maybe this is gonna make the things easier to see. Because we had 3 steps on designing the house, and one of the steps was something similar to what you guys are asking, with the gables more to the lowered and.
This is a version of this house?
Yes,
Okay.
and this is the actual one
Uh-huh.
right here
You see?
versus the first one on the left.
Well, and this, and now that I look at it, it's set back quite a bit from the front anyway, right?
Yep, it's almost halfway.
That's what he has drawn, and that's what, that's a different version with a different pitch, but
Now
this doesn't, does this bother you?
No.
What you're seeing as drawn? Do you guys, so that's,
These are the
here,
dormers.
here. This is what's drawn, okay?
Okay.
And this was a different idea. And my point
No,
was,
I like this.
yeah, the original, okay.
Yeah, this
So far,
one
so
is
good.
all right.
So far, so good. What else was in here? The rear elevation. This is just is this like a bay? Not really a bay, but it's just more of a
Yes.
protrusion? That
I
was-
think they can
Yes,
change
but
the
that's
siding
something
to
that
brick.
Yeah.
we agreed,
Oh,
with the owner.
change
of
this
house,
to
and
brick.
He agreed with your idea
Like
of
Well,
similar
this
to-
is siding.
having
Here.
the hip roof instead of the.
Back-
gable.
doing
Yeah,
this?
That's
Yes.
fine. but
Do you
just
like
the
that idea?
full,
We,
or maybe the spacing
we're
is
fine
not
with both,
right.
right? Yeah. So it's,
I don't know. It doesn't-
Okay, so you might do something like that,
um,
or some version of it.
yes, probably.
You don't like the siding and the
Okay.
brick?
I'm indifferent.
No, I
Kind
like
of
this.
the same.
This siding is fine.
You guys, you know what I mean? Do you guys,
But
You don't
then
like-
this, I didn't.
it's all in the back, you know, I mean, here's the
Yeah.
front of the house, you know?
I
Okay.
don't know if it's a
Okay,
cost issue.
What's that?
We're just talking about the fact that this is all siding. And you
Yeah, I
thought
think-
you'd prefer brick?
You're not gonna be able to brick
but
that
they-
because of
No.
the
cannot-
structural.
Yeah.
With the structural, or maybe something similar
Right, but
to brick.
it's not on the same plane. He's not gonna be able to brick that.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's separate, there's nothing carrying it.
Yeah.
here. If it was running up off of here, I would, you know, off of the front of the house, that's a different story. Do you guys, are you guys okay with if he does that on the back? Or give him the option, it doesn't matter to me. Doesn't. All right, that's what we're gonna do. Make a motion, give him the option. Go,
Go?
go.
Yes, I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2019-056A at 9239 Lawler, with a couple of provisions. Number one, being the use of a hip roof or a clipped gable at the left side elevation or the rear of the house at the owner's option. And the front elevation as submitted.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So passed. All right, great, thanks for bringing those renderings, that helps.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. See, the architect's worth his money. Case 2019-057A at 4038 Greenwood Street, Sarah Warren and Jason Amrani.
The staff has no objections with the overall design. However, consideration should be given to a deeper front porch so that it's more comfortable for the owners to use the porch area. A barrel vault in lieu of a gable roof over the front door to provide more balance with the bathroom window of the second floor, and a reconfiguration of the brick on the rear and side elevations. Technical items that need to be addressed include incorporating a full brick veneer into the facade design. As designed, a waiver from the 51% masonry requirements will be necessary.
How you doing?
Aye. Good.
So,
We do have a full rendering.
see ya. Cool. Let's see it. Yeah, let's just look at what you got there. and I'm just looking at this for the first time, is the depth of your front porch, they're saying you could make it deeper if you want to, I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's just under 5 feet right now from the face of the columns. It's set back at a 25-foot setback right now. If they wanted to increase it back, they run into an FAR issue.
Okay.
So that's why.
So it is what it is for your, okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha, okay. And,
And is this color accurate? Are you using a white brick?
We are doing white brick, I have a sample of it. And we are doing, the issue with the full brick is actually, it's a full brick, it's not a veneer, that has been taken care of, so.
okay, so we don't have that
We
issue.
don't have that issue at all.
So then leaves us to the last thing, which was a barrel vault in lieu of a gable roof over the front
That's
door.
just right here, and it actually matches up, so.
Yeah, I don't know what their thought was there.
Well, it's, this window looks off-center because the roof over the entrance comes to a point.
They're talking about this now.
So
They're talking about this, not.
Right.
Not the window's centered on the wall.
So that wall on the second floor is not aligned with the first
Right.
wall there, which is why that window isn't totally centered.
But
on
it,
there.
but
It's
it,
pretty
but it,
close
but
to
it the peak,
Correct.
there is some rhyme or reason to it, a symmetry
The
to
barrel
it.
vault that they were calling out
Mhm.
is this right above there, and again, that's more
Yeah.
just to kind of break it up and give a little bit.
Yeah.
And actually.
I like
change
the
to
idea of the,
symmetry.
We're
you know,
actually, we're
curve.
actually gonna get rid of the curve, and we're gonna actually straighten this out after we got that comment. We're gonna straighten this here. So you can
but
see.
you're keeping this
Yes,
peak.
exactly, so we're still gonna have the peak, and we're still gonna,
So what they're leaning towards
you can see it, here's another model.
an option like this.
So it's
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah,
being.
that's fine.
Exactly, that way it's,
I like that color.
yeah, I know, right?
It's the same damn house. Is that a rendering or is it a
No,
photo?
This is a photo of the
This is
house.
a photo of
It is.
another house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep the architect fees down. I'm not an architect, so I really don't care. Right. All right, I think it looks great.
There it looks
Yeah,
better.
this- that is,
Who wants to make it?
Did you wanna discuss the brick portion on the sides and the back?
Are you doing all brick? Is it all brick?
It's.
No, so actually the
Ah.
comment that came on is we are above the 51%, there's no variance to go with it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
let's,
we are
but,
close to it.
but let's take a look. Let's see, it's something.
So the front is brick on the first floor and the second floor,
Mm-hmm.
and then as you turn the sides,
Okay, you
we're
got that.
keeping the brick so that from what you see on the street, it's all brick, and then it's just siding to fill in the gaps, and that's more just to give a little bit of break to it, and also from a cost perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And the siding right now is lined up with the red ones, with the gable roof at the top that makes the house up.
So,
What is the siding?
It's right here.
Is it hardy? Is it?
It's already or an elevated. Yep.
okay.
Guess we were
Yeah.
just concerned with the side elevations, that it just kind of turned into an L and didn't seem to have a rhyme or reason with
Yeah, from
the way
the
the
front.
windows were laid out
following
or
the
facade,
brick.
Yeah, I
so.
mean, it's following
Yeah.
the roof
But
line,
then
so
here,
it kind of
then they
takes
have the
down and
siding.
takes the pressure
Siding.
from there, but
I think it's kind of
It
strange.
matches here.
I suppose one,
We did look at having some other options, but we really wanted it, so if you pass by the house, you'd still see brick on the side.
did you look at this option and making this your brick line? And then that siding?
We did actually, and we, as my wife and
Well-
I, we really prefer to have it all the way up.
I mean, it doesn't,
And will this be siding now?
No,
No.
that's all brick. It's all
Even
brick.
with the full
Yep.
depth
Yeah.
of brick, okay.
yeah, it's really the front facade all brick and then to
Okay.
avoid kind of the.
so you're,
that corner.
you're minimal 51%, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep.
Anybody?
Is that the brick sample?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
It's more of a cream than it is all white.
Yeah.
It's,
And you can see how it matches up with the siding. They're pretty similar.
Yeah.
colors there.
So,
That's the
and we would use actually a white grout to really, and I actually have a picture if you want to see a white grout.
No, it's,
it will look good, yeah.
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 all right, somebody fire away.
make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2019-057A at 4038 Greenwood as submitted.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No opposed, so passed.
Either meet one or email it. The rendering. I just
You guys
wanna-
have it this one.
Oh, did you
Yeah.
do it? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Brian, you want to, you want me to email it?
No, she got,
No, I
confirmed.
have it.
She got it this
Yeah,
morning.
we sent this earlier.
Case 2019-058A, 58A, 45 Salem Lane, Stephen and Elizabeth Pollock.
Staff has no objections with the overall design. Technical items that need to be addressed include providing a correct survey, obtaining a waiver from the 51% masonry requirement, and confirming with the zoning administrator whether or not a sprinkler system and/or a variance for a two-car garage, I presume, are required.
Yeah, the survey that was submitted, I don't know if we dropped it off, not for scoping.
Okay, we'll get this.
So we're, that was in the file, I don't know if somebody else brought it, so you get somebody, it got in the file.
Yeah.
We don't have a survey.
No survey, okay.
Somebody's head's gonna roll in the office. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
What are we doing here? An addition?
An addition over the garage and a two-story addition on the back of the house.
Okay,
I've got the hardy samples for you.
okay, and those look pretty.
Replacing the vinyl siding with the gray hardy with the white trim.
So currently this isn't here?
Correct.
Okay, it's flat, it's the
Yeah,
typical
it's a flat
New
roof
England
garage.
Village, yeah. Cool. Siding's gonna match. Are you residing the whole house?
The whole house,
Oh,
yes.
nice,
Yeah.
cool.
All the windows will match existing, white, double hung.
And there's really no brickwork, 'cause it's all existing, right?
Correct.
So you're just, whatever you're doing, you're just gonna run the siding all the way around?
Exactly.
Okay, so you need us to give you a little waiver for the. Looks, your other issues that they bring up are gonna be things that we're not gonna be, you're gonna have to talk with zoning about sprinkler or whatever and the parking situation.
Yeah, for, if you're increasing the number of bedrooms on site, the minimum the requirement becomes to meet the two off-street parking space minimum. It looks like it's a one-car garage, and I think you're adding on the second floor a master bedroom.
Correct.
So you'd have to ask, if you're increasing the number of bedrooms from present to proposed, it's a
Even though
very,
there's no room on the property to add a second garage.
that's why you ask for a variation.
Okay.
Right,
Got it.
yeah, and I'm sure it's been done over there.
Yeah, some people
Right.
have, alleys and the option
Yeah.
to add, to get the second space in, some don't, that's why there's
Got it.
design.
Okay.
All right, Tom, you wanna hit it?
Sure.
And then give him the waiver for the masonry.
I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2019-058A at 45 Salem Lane, as presented, with the recommendation that the 51% masonry requirement be waived.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so passed. All right, take care, guys, thanks. Okay, 2019-054A, Erie Crown Hebrew Day School, commercial signage. So this must be the sign package from our last meeting?
Yeah.
Great. How you guys doing?
Good.
How's the project moving along?
Moving along?
Good.
Staff has no objections with the overall sign design, sign package. The property is expected to be rezoned from M1 office assembly industry to R2 single family. Therefore, the sign package will be reviewed for residential requirements. It is required that the Grosse Point Road ground sign be located outside the 15-foot by 15-foot site distance triangle at the driveway, and it is recommended that the outside dimensions of the ground sign be reduced from 37 to 35 square feet to meet the sign code requirements. Relief for the remaining signs in the package will be required for the following, per section 82-26C, 4C, and E, to allow the Grosse Point Road wall sign to be 174 square feet rather than 24 square feet, and 20 feet 3.5 inches rather than 10 feet above grade per the sign code requirements. Section 82-26C, for B and C, to allow a second wall-like canopy sign on the Grosse Point Road elevation with an area of 91 square feet rather than the 24 square feet for the sign code requirements. And lastly, section 82-26C, 4C and E, to allow the frontage road wall sign to be 27 square feet rather than 24 square feet and 22 feet 6 inches rather than 10 feet above grade per the sign code requirements.
So, let me recommend we do something. Can we, do you wanna just run us through this?
Sure.
And then, yeah, I mean, she can run us through this instead of us flipping through pages, is kind of what I meant.
It's all there.
Right, and
Everything that's on the
then,
pages is
and then
up on the wall.
secondly, I just wanna confirm, these sign ordinances that we're talking about are for all, is for any commercial property?
Residential.
Okay. So that's what I was gonna say, so it doesn't really apply, it applies, don't get me wrong. I know it's in writing and it's in the book, but for a building of this scale.
No, and this
Okay.
is.
I got you. I just wanted
Two
to-
large residential sites, because they're schools.
Exactly.
And this is a
Right.
12-acre site
Right,
next to a
right.
35-acre.
So I'm just
site.
trying to tee it up so everybody understands what's, so,
As you can tell from, even though things are out of scale, you're looking at the, this is the elevation that's facing the Eaton's Expressway, and that's the little logo.
Right.
That will be up on the
Okay.
upper spandrel panel. It's very small, it has their initials, it also has the Walder family campus on it.
Yeah.
It's just simply an ID, so someone might see it, it's extremely small. At the, there are renderings, if you go to the,
Yeah.
let me walk through this.
Yeah, walk through that and then we'll hit the render.
There's a large initials on the side of the gymnasium like we did with the other school. They are 300 and something feet back from the street. Yes, they are higher than what's
Sure.
required in the zoning, and they are large. These are
Yep.
aluminum, brushed aluminum letters against a white precast background. Very subtle. You'll see that from the renderings.
are they lit?
They are not, they're not back illuminated
Okay.
or internally illuminated.
But
They
you
are-
might have some feature lighting on it. Okay.
Feature lighting on
Okay,
it,
okay.
but they're not
They're not
internally
backlit.
illuminated, they're not a commercial sign in
Got
that
it,
sense.
got it.
They're the same as like you saw at the other high school.
Sure.
And there's nothing on the north elevation.
Uh-huh.
And there's a little bit of signage directly over the canopy as you enter into the building.
Okay.
These are, again, individual letters, very
Sure.
subtle. Let's go to the renderings. There's a small sign. Go back one step.
This is a ground sign?
This is the
somewhere?
ground sign. This is a piece of precast concrete white to match the existing building with aluminum, brushed aluminum letters on it.
Was there ever an issue in writing on this one or not?
Yeah, the slight difference in the area.
Okay.
It'd be 35 feet instead of 37 square feet. It's the way you're doing your math.
Yeah, I got you, that's fine.
Yeah, next one. Yeah, the large letters on the other side, that's the out-to-out dimension. I mean, it's a lot of aluminum on a piece of precast. It's not like a building.
I understand.
Any sense. Same thing is true with the logo sign up on the upper fascia. That's, as I showed you in the previous elevation, a tiny little corner sign. Next stuff, we have renderings. This is
Yep.
a rendering view. This is the actual view.
Good job with the power lines on this,
Yeah,
by the way.
they're there. Yeah.
If you can get rid of all those power lines.
Unfortunately, I went out and took a real picture from the real angle, and now they're there, and they're gonna be there unless we can do anything
The
else.
sign might make that whole thing look better. Go ahead.
Absolutely, and yeah, what we're talking about is the white precast with the aluminum.
I got you, yeah.
Next rendering, this is the very small signage over the top
Yep.
canopy as you go. Next rendering is, these are the letters. These may be back illuminated.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
So those might be backlit, okay.
This is the only ones that we can
Okay.
back illuminate. All right, the next one, this is the logo.
That should be it, right?
That's it.
All right, I don't.
There are some minor deviations on areas and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I think they're de minimis. The real question is this appropriate for a 12-acre
Yeah,
site?
yeah.
Really a commercial area.
Sure. I see no reason to object to any of this. Does anybody have any issues?
No. Beautiful renderings.
Yeah,
great.
I think it's gonna
Like
be
the
awesome.
fins,
Yeah.
A big improvement from what's there now.
Okay, good. Arshana, make a motion. Thanks for making it easy to go through this all.
The whole point.
Just as
I make a
presented.
motion that certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number
When are you gonna get going on it?
2019-0
Money?
54A located at 7787 Grosse Point. That's the one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
As presented.
Anybody second?
I second.
All in favor? So Pat.
This board before I retire.
Right. But do you got is the money there? Have you guys acquired the
One of
site?
my,
The entrance fins,
the what?
they look so good. The fins over the entrance.
Uh-huh.
Well,
They
congratulations.
look so good.
Congratulations.
Zoning.
And then
our
the
next,
match
our next
over
case
there.
thing is to get through the zoning stuff for review.
One of
Yeah.
my
Going
professors
through first
at
round, second round.
IIT
Hopefully, we'll have to.
worked
Civil,
for
hopefully
White
tomorrow.
Engineering.
That's what I'm
one
waiting
of the
on.
major
We had some
Oh,
staffing
yeah.
changes, so.
contractors.
We gave you more than what you asked for.
Well, congratulations,
I'd like
guys. I
to
hope
see
that
that.
everything goes well for you. Thanks.
Oh, I see you guys again soon.
Yeah. Sorry about the little idle chit chat. Case 2019-059A, 8031 Niles Avenue, Skokie ISTP LLC. New commercial facade.
Staff
Or
has no
construction.
objections with the design.
That's gonna be problematic. Good yourself.
Good.
I think this is probably just renderingable, right? So this is,
This is the overall campus.
so the future hotel we looked at, right?
We did.
A couple meetings ago.
Right.
Is this the parking garage that they were talking about? Okay.
This is the parking garage right here.
And is this part of the same development, or is this they're not married to each other?
We are parking the hotel, parking requirement within our,
Okay.
garage. We also have public parking as part of phase one. This is a phase development. I'm presenting
Right.
phase one as well as phase two, the ultimate build out. So the parking in this is going to be for the whole campus. It'll be for all of these buildings.
Right.
These two are not built. This one is built. This hotel development is going to get underway soon. Will be built before they will, hopefully.
Okay. Okay, and you represent who?
I am with, Ware Malcolm, I represent American Landmark.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are developing
Developing the
everything,
whole campus.
basically. Okay, inclusive of the hotel, you're somewhat involved in that.
Exactly.
I got you. Okay, I just wanted to understand the relationship. All right,
Right.
go ahead. See this exciting parking garage.
So
Yeah.
it's,
We don't
There's
care.
exciting floor plan.
Let's just get right to the,
right to this. All right, so we've minimized it by putting 2 levels of parking garage underground. So it's, 3-story parking garage right now. I'm sorry. It's actually 2 stories above ground, but the second floor is essentially just covering the first floor. So we have covered parking places on the first floor.
what happened to the thing I saw in the renderings? It looked like a 5-story.
Well, that's coming.
All right, go ahead.
Just wait.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we're utilizing the tower, or the stair elements, stair and elevator at the corners. And then again, just a single story out of the ground, covered parking garage.
Okay.
The reason for the cover is if it's built in phases,
Yeah, you're
they
gonna-
can build over the top
Gotcha.
of it.
I gotcha.
We've actually got the second level already built. It'll just serve as cover for the first floor.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be precast.
Okay.
Some vertical fins that will help tie it together once it goes a little more
All
vertical.
right, keep going.
So this is a shot from the other side. These are the elevations, so you can see the 2 levels underground,
Okay.
first floor. We're gonna have controls because the hotel gets 200 spaces underground and the city gets 100 spaces,
Okay.
essentially at the first floor. This is phase 2, so this is as we develop it.
Oh,
further.
that's what it may become.
This is what it may ultimately
I
become.
gotcha.
Right.
I gotcha.
So you can see we're simply adding to the phase 1 structure.
Yeah.
They have no idea yet. If they get a deal for some other buildings, they may build this all at once.
Okay.
So I'm just presenting the whole thing so we don't have to keep coming back
Gotcha.
piecemeal. So obviously the stair
Sure.
towers just get taller, the
Yeah,
elevator
yeah,
towers
yeah.
get taller, and they're going up to serve,
Right.
that top level, which
And
will
it's
be
got a
uncovered.
similar look to the industrial park.
Exactly. We're
The
trying to blend
research
it.
park, pardon me.
Right.
Did I say industrial park?
I didn't
Oh
bring
my
a chunkier
God.
sidewalk in, but I did
Okay.
bring concrete
Okay,
kind of
that's fine.
print out. The glass will
Okay.
match the other buildings. And then I have some metal panel and aluminum.
Yeah, thank you for doing that. Anybody have any?
Those are kind of
Nice.
representative of our vertical
fence.
fins.
Nice.
So you're only currently gonna build
you'll only see the bottom floor.
And then
We're-
potentially this could go up to 5 floors.
We are here, well, it's actually 6, because this actually gets us.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we're here presenting the entire thing. So phase 1 is what I've been, let go to do right now. I have permit plans that we'll be submitting soon for just the single story out of the
Gotcha.
But we didn't wanna
Understand, yeah, I get it.
deceive you or anything, and
Right.
they just decided to present.
Because
the
we
whole
could say
thing.
no when you come back for the other floor.
Exactly. I wanna
Any,
get you to say yes now.
anybody have any objections? If not, somebody make a motion.
Okay. I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted to case number 2019-059A at 8031 Niles as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? So passed. All right, good luck, congratulations. Case 2000, congratulations, you're building a parking garage. Case 2019-060A, 9600 Grosse Point Road, North Shore University Health Systems.
Staff has no objections with the overall design. Technical items to be addressed include a modified review by the village board for the addition on the north side of the building. The engineering division will research whether or not a parking determination by the plan commission will be required, as existing uses may already have parking ratios identified for the property. Any future additions visible from the public right-of-way will require a full site plan approval process. Aye.
Are we just doing that surgery addition in the middle?
Yes.
Okay. You want to just show us renderings? How come last time you guys were here, we had 30 people? We got the whole song and dance and the show. Now it's not because there's not money to be made over there. They came all over here for a power plant once. Remember that?
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
So Jeff, do you want to walk them through
Worked on that, sure, sure. All right,
It's just that section there.
I've got samples, this is everything that's
Gotcha.
already on campus.
Gotcha.
So, just wanted to bring that for record.
You want the pointer?
Pointer?
Yeah, pointer. I don't have all the slides here. I condense it so it can get sent out, so we just have a few highlight pictures here.
So the part of the expansion is over the existing roof that currently exists right now over the emergency department, which is the only part of the campus I think we haven't really touched at this point. So this connector continues on and back into there currently. So this is all new precast here with punched windows, similar to the pavilion that we did 5 or so years ago. And then the infill piece is a tinted glass curtain wall system. You can see the columns poking up. Those are for potentially a future expansion. And then the other additional work is some reworking of the emergency department vestibule and roof, and cladding around what is currently white panel and white painted concrete structure of the ambulance bay. We're sort of cladding it in more tinted glass and aluminum frame systems around that.
So let me ask you something. So that's all. The only thing that's new from an elevation is the right from there over to the other building to the right.
Really,
No,
this
that's
is-
new.
That is being proposed
Yes.
is actually from here all the way over. This
Okay.
is not there right now.
Okay. So you're going to continue that look from the existing look here, right?
Right.
All right. And then you're going to change to
We have a
another.
new elevator right here, which
Okay.
pokes out
Okay.
outside of the footprint of the existing building. So we're cladding that in precast and tying that all together.
All right. But so at least that's got some pattern to the existing construction there. And then you're going to go to a glass solution from. Okay.
Correct. Right.
Got it.
Sort of the campus is sort of set up that the corners are all kind of mass and precast, and then infill in between is glass.
The building on the upper right.
That's the MOB.
Right. Is that I'm trying to remember what's that look
Precast.
like? Okay.
More precast,
Okay.
punched windows.
It's
and-
not red, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. That's all I care about.
Then it's not red.
Well, no. That.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Anybody have any
The other expansion is actually a mechanical room, which currently, that's the parapet right now.
Yeah.
So we're extending it out over what's an existing roof. So that's more of the expansion, but a little less glamorous, not even really noticeable.
No, it's.
And frankly, from the other view over here along Kenton, you really will barely pick up
You
on
won't see any
any
of
of
that.
that expansion because the plant's there and the loading dock, and it's all really set back.
No.
So this is, if anything, has some
The only
presence to
person
it, it's
seeing
this.
this is somebody's pulling up in an ambulance or somebody's chasing it into there, so.
Yeah, or going to the ACC and
Right.
trying to find a parking space
Right.
around there and.
Yeah, when I
driving
bring my
around.
kid to the emergency room, it's gonna look great.
Yes, yes.
It needs a little love.
It needs a little love, yeah, it's not so great right now.
All right, Mary Jane, you like it?
Yes.
Fire away.
I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted to case number 2019-060A at 9600 Grosse Point as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So passed. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Have a good night.
Sure. Case, and for the last case of the day, 2019-061A, 10,000 Skokie Boulevard, Sam Ankin for commercial facade and signage.
The staff has no objections with the overall design. Since this is a prominent corner in Skokie, staff recommends code-complying signage at this time. If additional non-code compliant signage is deemed necessary by the business owner, the petitioner may return to the Appearance Commission in the future prior to requesting relief from the sign code through the Zoning Board of Appeals. The wall sign facing Gulf Road and the wall sign facing Skokie Boulevard are allowed per the sign code. The signs will need to be reduced slightly to comply with the maximum 36-inch logo, letter, height, and minimum 2-foot buffer from each end of the facades to which they are attached. A logo facing the Skokie/Golf intersection and a wall sign on the west elevation have been removed from consideration. Additional sign code complying options include a ground sign and/or directional signs as space allows.
Why are they saying Gulf Road when it's not Gulf Road?
Yeah, I didn't
It's Old Or-
understand that.
It's Old Orchard and Skokie.
Skokie Boulevard and Old
Okay, so
Orchard.
this is the old bank there.
Yes.
Okay. Now let me reread this for a second. What is this going to be?
It's gonna be a cannabis recreational facility. Can I introduce myself?
Sure.
Peter Theodore and Steve Corliss, we're the architects representing Grassroots. You're all probably familiar with this building. Okay, as a longtime resident of Skokie and somebody who's worked in this community for the last 35 years, I'm very proud to be here tonight. I draw attention to this building because it's important to look at what currently exists today and understanding where we want to go as a community as far as architecture, art, and creating something that's far more transformative than what exists today. I think what the fundamental problem with this building is that it's not quite sure what it wants to be. It's a clash of styles. So our approach to the design of this building was to examine just really what was going on, all the parts and pieces, and try to connect them together. Remove the pieces that were inconsistent with a philosophy that prevails as far as longevity is concerned, and create a theme that represents the community as a whole and the direction of where the community is going. So when I think about Skokie, and I think about the art around town, and I think about the sculptures along the highway, I think that this is an opportunity that we can't miss. And the approach that we took was to create a piece of art, something that doesn't necessarily scream traditional or modern, but something that's true to form in every aspect. So as you move around the building, you start to see us sculpting the front. We did something rather unique in the sense that most retailers would fight for more glass, more exposure to the street. We actually started to encapsulate the windows, focus the attention of the corner to the facade, and sculpt it in a way that is artful and flavorful. We looked at all the facades as it relates to the building and where we would add textures, extend the parapets to screen the mechanical equipment, and create again a harmonious theme that's four-sided architecture and, in our opinion, is going to transform this corner. I personally got into the landscaping as it relates to the architecture so that the landscaping would reinforce.
It's gonna be weed?
No. It's not gonna be weed. But it's going to be grasses.
Grasses,
So, and kind of, it's going to be a blue fescue, but it's a mixture of fescue and black granite. But what's important about the architecture and the landscaping is that the landscaping directs you into the building, focuses your attention on the glass and the sculpture. And we think it's just going to be an amazing piece of art as you approach the corner. We think that it will also be something that you could point to as other people, either in the mall or around this area, renovate their buildings. So we've made a grand gesture in the approach to this architecture. We could have easily, let's go back to the very beginning, retrofitted this building or made some cosmetic fixes, but we took a far more draconian approach to it, by which we eliminated parts and pieces, cleaned up the facade, and sculpted, we'll go back to this elevation, sculpted the whole front. We went into great length to not only create this building in 3D, but to fly around the building, study it from all angles, and make sure that we were mindful and respectful of our neighbors, as well as the intersection. And tonight we're seeking your approval so that we can get this underway and really create something special on this corner. As it exists today, it's an eyesore. It's not representative
Really?
of
Yeah.
who we are as a community or where we want to go as far as architecture is concerned. So we're hoping that we get your blessing, and I look forward to coming back to the town that I've worked in for 35 years. We did the Marianos, we've done shopping centers throughout the town, so my relationship is deep and long.
So let me ask you a couple questions, go
Sure.
back some renderings. So what is, this rendering does not, go back, does that run inward? How are you gonna gutter the water? What's gonna happen? We got ephes there, I don't see any transitions. I mean, what you're showing, here's the problem, you don't have drawings, and I'm looking at renderings, so I don't understand what plane this is all in. If you go, forget about this one right now, go that one.
Okay, so right now, there is a...
Is that all flat? Is it
No,
pitching
no,
back?
the roof is pitched. The roof...
Not the roof, the wall.
The wall is sculpted. Right now,
Right,
you have...
inward or straight down?
It's vertical, so this wall is vertical, but it follows a new curve that we're creating to kind of fix some of the geometry that's there. Right now,
Inward or outward?
outward.
So when, in a year, when it's all dirty from the road salt and the roof runoff, what are we gonna do?
Well, first of all, we have a concealed gutter where the roof comes down.
I can't, yeah, so
Okay.
that's what your thought is.
Absolutely. There'll be a concealed gutter behind that facade, channeling the water to two sides.
Yeah, the roof line is just set back about 12 inches, and so we've got that, like Peter's mentioned.
So the roof will not be shedding water onto that facade.
The concealed down leader on the side, so that it's tucked in the flush, it's not gonna be projecting out on this. So we're working with the existing geometry that's there. As Peter mentioned, we're removing the gable and we're extending the towers. We're really trying to clean up the geometry, so what you're focusing on is grand gesture, and some of the new kind of smooth, clean, sweeping geometries. There are some moments, like there's a little peak of a corner here that when it's exposed, we're gonna paint that whole side, we're gonna recess the downspout, the leader into that wall so that it's concealed.
That's a better 3D picture.
Well, I know, but it looks flat to me in this picture, so, you know what I mean? It doesn't look like it's back pitching toward the, you know, so is it intended to just be flat and it's not back pitching toward the building?
No, can we go to the existing renders?
Is it canted back toward the glass, or is it just straight down, this
No,
ephes elevation?
The ephes is following the bow of the building right now.
Correct.
So it's not canted in either direction. It's actually following the curvature
Okay.
that exists
And
today.
it's vertical, and so there is something, and maybe you're
So
noticing-
I look at it, I think it's cool and all that, okay? I'm just have concerns that if you're gonna do this out of ethos, you're gonna have a problem. So that's my concern, and
We
I'll just,
study a lot of different materials and systems to achieve this geometry, and
Right.
so if we can get into some of the technical documents, we'd love to actually share how we're starting to break this down and show different section slices along these radiuses every 2 feet, and we give them a template so that they can get their foam, cut it, interpolate it between this. It's gonna look like a sawtooth pattern at the top, because it's
Right.
compressed.
Right.
And then we're relieving those pleats as it approaches the edge so that
Right.
it's flush. So we have the model, we're taking sequenced arrayed section cuts every 2 feet on the arc length, and we're able to document this. We're in communications with EFIS manufacturers and installers. We've got the system down. It's parametric architecture that we've got it modeled. We're able to document it in 3D, break it down into 2D so we can communicate all the dimensions. But to relieve your concern, I mean, it's mostly a vertical plane with the pleated, and then it becomes vertical flush at this edge. The roof line is set back about 12 inches.
I mean,
right. Look, I get all that. I'm just, are you guys, is Greenhouse the building owner, or are they a tenant to the developer?
Yeah, they're a tenant to the building owner.
I mean, you can see where that car is, that's gonna be a big snow plow at some point dousing that ethos, it's fine, I'm not, just letting you know what's going on there, so you might wanna just consider that, because.
Just to lay your fears a little bit.
Sure.
The current facade today, which has never been touched, is ethos.
Right.
And it's set back from the street.
Right, and in that photo, you can see how splotched up it is.
Correct, but this building has not been touched in, over 10 years. So again, to your point, you actually raised a couple good points. The way this roof is working today, the way this building's being splashed, the way the water's being diverted, is something that I think you intuitively hit upon, which is something we are going to address by diverting all the snow and dirt off of the building. And again, I think that I could.
But you'll just have to figure something out, I'm just
Yeah,
pointing
I
it out
like
to you.
that.
You guys are the architects, you're the brilliant minds that are gonna make sure it looks great.
That's
so.
a really fair point. There is a raised curb along this perimeter right here that extends about to here. And so maybe that, we can look at extending that a little bit or creating.
Does anybody have any questions more about that elevation that I brought up? All right, so let's take a look at the other elevations. Not the existing. So that one we talked about. So what are we doing with that on the right? It says new composite architectural.
We're adding.
So you're gonna put siding panels up there? Okay.
Right here.
Okay.
This is a sustainable
Got it.
material.
Got it. And then, go back. And it says new, so you're EFISing down there too. Okay, go ahead. So you're gonna EFIS the whole building then, right? It's not patch and paint, right?
Correct.
You're gonna do,
We're gonna fix and correct the ethos that's there.
except for that elevation on the right where it says existing patched.
Yeah, I mean, the existing we can patch and repair and paint, and this portion, which is the new tower to enclose the mechanical units, this is all new framing, sheathing, and ethos up above.
And what is that one facing? Is that facing north on Skokie Boulevard?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, that's all exposed. You can see all the mechanical equipment. It's quite an eyesore. So we're extending the facade at substantial cost to clean
Okay.
that up.
All right, and then the parking lot facing elevation would be the next one.
Yep.
So where's the entry to the building?
It's this facade.
How does somebody know that?
Well, because what's happening here, you have the infusion of the glass in the doors up against the planks and the drive-it. So by virtue of the light and the contrasting materials, the visual cue is the lightness of the materials.
Are they allowed a sign on this elevation?
Not at this time, no.
Okay.
They would need relief for that.
All right. So I think you guys all understand these elevations now? So let's, what are the sign issues now?
They've corrected the
We've
sign issues.
actually reduced the sign
they-
issue to
after
comply.
reviewing the report.
So there is no sign issues?
No.
They- they
They're making
comply?
it a little bit smaller to meet the dimensional, the
Okay,
the vertical dimensional requirements and the buffer on either side.
okay. Cool. Anybody have any questions or concerns other than what was brought up?
Oh, this is minor, but I'm a landscape person.
Okay, good.
And I've used blue fescue on occasion. Unless it has perfect drainage and, you know, real good conditions, it has problems sometimes. I
Do you
mean,
have a recommendation for a different grass? Because what it's trying to do is get a nice low turf type grass with the contrasting blue against the black. Could I possibly create better drainage by preparing the soil, or would you use a different material? Or do you think I should just?
I would at least test it in a small area before you plant it all over.
Okay.
And there are other materials, prairie dropseed.
I originally started off with Miscanthus sinensis, made into
Yeah, but that's
grass.
much taller.
That's too tall.
Yeah.
But prairie dropseed is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think I was going for color, so.
For that real green color, or
Yeah.
it's kind of blue-green.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm probably boring all of you with this, but I wanted to ask you another question. I threw some tricolor beaches in the parking lot as well. And how do they do? Relatively well? Did we have
I was
irrigation?
just looking into them for one of my clients, and you have to be real careful. They can't be in real hot sun all day long, or they scorch, the leaves scorch. So if they have a little cooler, not full sun location.
Okay. Okay, great.
All right, that said, somebody want to make a motion?
Sure. I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2019-061A at 10,000 Skokie Boulevard. After correction of the references in the notes as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. Good luck.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks for the,
Oh, good luck with
thank you.
everything.
It's nice to meet you.
Anything would be an improvement there.
Yeah, I know. Well, thank you.
All right, thank you. Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. Nice to see you.
Want to adjourn?
To the mouth?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Adjourn?
Yes, we are adjourned.
Oh.